lot of the people who lost money in the hog industry and the broiler industry went to the egg industry because the mindset there was walang imports, no imports in the egg industry. The problem, that mindset created overcapacity because unlike in other countries, Canada and Indonesia, where they regulate the capacity, here it was free enterprise, and the industry ended up losing money for quite a while because of that overcapacity. And understandably, because of the losses, the players who have limited capitals stopped operations or started depopulating. Unfortunately, the depopulation in the industry accelerated because of bird flu last year. So it started December of 2021. Started the depopulation accelerated, especially in Central Luzon, and aggravated also by the high production cost. The risk for the egg industry really went up, the risk factor, because of the high cost of production, especially for feeds. And that's what happened. Essentially, that is the crux of the matter. And this cannot be easily solved precisely because you cannot fill in the gap with imports. If the Department of Agriculture, the ITSCA, especially during the past administration, had talked to the industry in a meaningful way, they could have probably find a balance between what is called supply management and free enterprise. In Canada and Indonesia, they really have some regulation on the capacity because it is very hard to repopulate. It takes about a year to have layers which can produce eggs. So the current problem will depend on how fast the industry will be able to bring in breeders from sources. That is another challenge, from sources which have no bird flu problems also. So it is not an easy thing to solve. I can only bet that it frustrates NEDA because the common response of NEDA is to import. Solving the problem not only of the egg industry but the entire sector will require a change of mindset. From being doctrinal, you need a more practical approach to these things. The way it is done in other countries, for example, in the United States was the foremost proponent of the WTO rules up to today. And yet, they have domestic support in the form of building up strategic reserves, guarantees, production support, price support, risk R&D, infrastructure. We have to do that if we want to be really food secure or have food sovereignty. And we can do that. We have the resources. In the United States and other jurisdictions, there's always a portion of the production which the state will buy to build up strategic reserves. One, to take care of the vulnerable consumers. Number two, to have strategic reserves during times of disruptions. We do not have that.